Welcome into another edition of the PHLY Phillies podcast, MLB Draft Preview. The Phillies are selecting 27th overall on Sunday. Just got off the phone or a conference call with Brian Barber, the director of amateur scouting for the Phillies, and basically he said he prefers drafting late in the first round because it means the big league club is good. So the Phillies will be selecting 27th. We're previewing some of the guys that could be available to them at pick 27. This one is a fascinating pitcher from Curacao, Jurrangelo Cijnte. And I hope I said that right. I listened to it no less than 45 times before. Jurrangelo made a big name for himself as a little league pitcher for Curacao back in the day. Why? Because there's not many like him. He can throw with both hands. He's 21 years old, coming out of Mississippi State, stands at 5'11", 200 pounds, and is listed as a right-handed pitcher and a left-handed pitcher. We'll get into his scouting grades in a second because there's left-handed and right-handed scouting grades. A two-way pitcher is pretty wild. So a little backstory on him. His father was a professional player in the Netherlands, and growing up, he very much liked playing with his father's glove. So basically taught him, and his father was a right-hander. He profiles more as a natural lefty, went out there and played with his father's glove and basically taught himself how to pitch with both hands. So pretty fascinating stuff. He's an interesting one to pay attention to in this draft. All right, so his right-handed pitching scouting grades. Fastball comes in at a 60, slider 55, changeup 50, control 45, overall a 50 scout grade as a right-handed pitcher. As a left-handed pitcher, fastball comes in at a 50, slider is a 55, control 45 overall, and overall comes in at a 40. So, he profiles better as a right-handed pitcher. He's drawn comparisons to Marcus Stroman as a right-handed pitcher, a little bit on the shorter stature side with a thick lower half. Lefty, he profiles more as a bullpen arm, according to scouts. So if a club does want him to go one-handed, righty, probably more of a starter. If he decides or the club decides that they want to go left-handed, profiles a little bit more as a relief pitcher. But a natural lefty, he enjoyed playing with his father's glove. Natural lefty who profiles better as a righty. That is a freaky level of ambidextrous. Yes, and we talked about him growing up in the Netherlands, playing with his father's glove, so that's where that comes from. Scouts say he operates in the 94 to 96 range as a right-handed pitcher that can top out as much at 98 miles an hour with some carry in the upper zone. He backs it up with a mid-80s slider that can reach as max out at 91 miles an hour that has good depth, and he has a slightly harder changeup with fade from the right side. As a southpaw on the mound, he works with a lower slot angle on his arm. His sweeper, it's kind of called a slider, but it profiles more as a sweeper in the low 80s and a low 90s heater that doesn't miss many bats. So it sounds like for the benefit of the team and him, right-handed is probably where a club will make him go. But he's pitching against right-handed, against lefty hitters more this past season, which scouts were impressed to see. And many scouts want to see him go right-handed pitcher the full time. So he is projected in the draft anywhere from like kind of 19 to 30. Some of the experts had him slightly outside of 30 in the first round. So we'll see where he ends up going, but a very interesting draft choice this upcoming Sunday.
We all silly like the mayor.